When I was 14 years old, I got my first job, and I developed the most insane crush on my coworker. He was about 3 years older than me, and I was very much convinced that I was in love with this guy, and this is the man I was gonna marry. He ended up being a drug dealer. Mind you, we'd barely spoken a full sentence to each other, and he ended up getting fired because he came to work high, apparently. It took me a year to get over that crush. When I was 8 years old, I almost died in a foreign country. Me and my dad were in Paris, and we were crossing the road, and we didn't look the right way, and I kid you not, we were literally hugging the bus when it stopped. If the bus driver didn't see us a couple seconds before, I would not be making this video. On that very same trip, we were in Monaco for a couple nights, and I wanted to go swimming, so I asked my dad and pleaded him to take me to the swimming pool. And just as we were about to open the pool deck, we saw 12 dozen naked middle-aged ladies tanning on the top deck. Ugh. We stood there for about 2 to 3 seconds before my dad covered my eyes and took me back downstairs. Unfortunately, I can still picture it in my head to this day. When I was 13 years old, it was the day before I started high school. I got my period for the very first time ever. So I spent my whole first day of high school moaning in pain because I was on the second day of my very first period, and I bled through my pants twice. My first kiss was at a New Year's Eve party when I was completely sober, and it was with a girl who had vomited, I kid you not, maybe 5 minutes before we made out. And then 15 minutes later, I had my first ever kiss with a guy, and I kid you not, while we were mid-make-out, some dude projectile vomited right in front of us, all over the floor. Needless to say, I didn't kiss anyone for the New Year's Eve countdown after that.